is Markian, and I have a PhD in linguistics, and I have an English school. So nice to meet you. And today there will be a business training, a business seminar, and we will train your skills how to break the ice and how to write a business letter. Maybe you are informed of that, but I'll focus on some subtleties, some niceties, how to write a business letter. Maybe you'll have some questions concerning this, and besides we'll have a business idioms discussion. Okay, we'll enhance our vocabulary, business idioms vocabulary. All right. So what is to break the ice? So as you see, the topic of our first business discussion is to break the ice. Guys, who understands what does it mean to break the ice?
The conversation.
To make the process more easy, more smooth, close to each other without any
obstacles, without any obstacles, yes, to break the ice within the company or with different business partners, yes, to be more confident, yes, to be more confident in getting closer, yes, and any other suggestions about breaking the ice? All right, if there are no other suggestions, so once one company decided to produce some badges, and on these badges every co-worker had to write down the information about their job, their interests outside work, something interesting about who you are and what you do. But this information had to be brief, not more than 10 words. So not more than 10 words for every point, yes? So our task, our first task will be, I will give you stickers, and you will have to write the information about your job, maximum 10 words, your interest outside work, and something interesting about who you are. For example, so my name is Markian here, and then your job is, my job is an English teacher, yes, my interests outside work is playing, like for example, playing billiards, table tennis, and watching business videos. Something interesting, who I am. So I'm also a YouTube blogger, so having a YouTube channel and having an English school, for example, yes? So I'll give you some stickers. You can put the stickers on your chest, and just 1 minute for you to write down some information about yourself. If you are done, just tell me we are done and we will continue. Okay, if you are done, just you can put this sticker on your chest, and so this row will be static. Do you understand? So you will not move. Yeah, and this row will be movable. So, for example, you will have to find a business partner. So in front of you, there is a business, your co-worker and business partner. So for example, excuse me, what's your name?
Oleg.
Oleg. So Oleg will work with Yura. Yes. Oleg and Yura will talk to each other. Yes. And the next pair is this young gentleman, and so on and so forth. So 2 minutes. 2 minutes to talk about, to discuss your job, to ask about their interests, and yeah, it's not clear so much. Yes, to ask about the interest and to share some information to get closer. Yes, to get closer to each other. Yes. Okay. So 2 minutes for you to get to know each other closer, and then we will change partners. Okay, this row will move that way. So Oleg will stand up, and Oleg will go to the back side. All right. So 2 minutes for you.
Оля сідає напроти вас. Оля. Окей, let's speak English.
Що я маю від Олі пересісти?
Ні, хто без пари? Без пари.
Хто без пари?
Я сам собі.
Походу настрой. А ми можемо троє.
Раз таке.
Okay, let's move a little bit forward.
Active fitness.
But I don't
There is Oleg, go to that side, and Yura, yeah? What's your name? We'll take this place with Yura. With Yura. Okay, so again, 2 minutes.
Так, ні, ми всі рухомі. Олег, ми всі рухомі.
Я не рухомий.
Hello, all. So,
What is your name?
My name is Maxim.
Nice to meet you.
Quality
So the company is your paper responsibility. So
I like
I wanted you to manufacture engineering. What do you like? I like There's something interesting about you?
I don't know. Something about me. I work with people. I work
sometimes traveling, camping,
That's all.
Okay, maybe you took blogger too as our teacher. No? I like playing basketball and like kiting. That's all interesting about me.
And now I
That's
want
it.
to go to again.
Do Do you like working in this company?
Of course, our company is the best, from my opinion.
You should realize that we on camera.
Under the camera.
Okay, we are finished.
Okay, let's switch to the partners.
Switch the partners.
В курсе, в курсе.
Nice to hear.
From time to time
And
to
what do you like?
learn something.
About my interests, I'm interested about beekeeping and woodworking. So make some furniture, some beehives, some things of wood, and I have a small aquarium of 10 beehives, families, bee colonies outside the city. So I like to spend my time outside the city in the nature.
About to discuss your hobby because you have really good quantity of words
You don't have enough time on the weekend, yes?
new for me.
To relax.
Yeah, I'm always watching movies on YouTube, and I'm watching movies not only in Ukrainian but in Russian, Polish, English,
Manufacturing engineer,
every available resource.
and I like playing basketball. Football is my second favorite game.
Graduation
because
on beekeeping
as I know you're
a
playing.
few days ago. Yeah,
But
it was a good for 4 months course,
I bet
distance learning, and I got it.
And why?
So I can work as
Did you say
beekeeper
that you're
in Switzerland, in New Zealand.
Another game.
Do you have some certificates?
Simple
Yeah.
Okay,
engineering.
so let's finish maybe and let's analyze a little bit. And the first question to you: did you find it easy or difficult to start a conversation? Who
It was easy. It was easy because we know each other.
You know each other,
Very
yes?
easy, yeah.
So do you know that, like maybe this person is not in your office, maybe you're not working with this person, or are you all in the same office?
No.
Different offices.
But we
It depends.
But we are in one community, young professionals, so we meet outside this group. Yeah, very often.
Like employee resource group, ERG.
I see, okay. So what did you find most difficult? Were there any difficulties?
No.
Not at all. Like you can break the ice easily with any person.
Yes.
Who had any difficulties in or in the life maybe some difficulties that you couldn't make friends with a person, maybe at the conference? How often do you have conferences? How often do you have seminars with people from other companies?
Quite often.
Quite often.
Yeah,
So
few
was it
times per
difficult?
week.
Was
Yeah,
it-
few times
like,
per
do
week.
you have
Possible.
any challenges?
No, I don't think so.
maybe accent.
So everything's so
Because they are not also the holders of the language. It's not their native languages.
Mhm.
You know, most of all talk with people from Europe.
Okay. So it was just like a piece of cake for you, yes?
Yeah.
They speak in either way, not like the maybe American usual.
So did you meet any native speakers? I mean, Americans,
Sure.
Canadians, British, and was it difficult for you? Was it a
Travelers.
challenging for you?
Yeah, it's more challenging, to be honest, to speak with Americans.
From what state?
Southern states.
Southern states,
Yeah.
yes? Tennessee or
Houston.
Texas?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. So did badges help and how?
No.
No.
Badges.
So maybe
No.
if these badges
Bigger maybe.
were bigger, the font were bigger, it would help, yes?
Yes, yes.
So some basic information. Okay. So what did you talk about with different people? So what were the most impressive and striking moments? Like that you were surprised, you didn't know about this. Hobbies.
Yeah.
So
When you got new information about the person.
So what were the hobbies?
Cooking.
Cooking. Who is the best cook here?
Roast.
Okay. So what are other hobbies? Maybe some interest outside work.
Beekeeping.
Yeah, a pirate.
Beekeeping. Who is a beekeeper?
I am a beekeeper.
Oh.
Certified beekeeper. Already for 2 days already.
Okay. Okay. Any other hobbies? Skiing. Yes.
Hiking.
Skiing.
Hiking. Football. Basketball.
Watching football, basketball, or just
No. Playing.
Just playing. Yes.
Playing.
Okay. So let's. By the way, what techniques do you know or do you use in breaking the ice? What techniques?
Questions.
Smiling. So
Smile.
gestures,
Yeah.
some body language. Yes.
Eye contact.
Jokes.
Yeah. Smile. Eye contact. Yeah.
Eye contact. All the time you come to the person and just you don't say anything. Just eye contact. Yes. Eye contact and it mesmerizes.
Eye contact, then smile, then a question.
No language.
What time is it now? Girls.
Okay,
What are you doing this
some
evening?
verbal communication. Verbal communication. Body language, okay. Confidence, all right, but some verbal communication.
Verbal and inverbal.
Yes. I mean non-verbal and verbal, but in verbal communication. What techniques do you use?
Questions.
Excuse me?
Questions. Ask
Questions. What kind of questions? What kind of questions? Open or closed? Open questions. So what is the difference between a closed question and an open question?
Answer. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to escape, you have to ask what questions? Open questions. Alright, so I would like to present some techniques, okay? 4 techniques of how to break the ice. So the first technique is making a statement. Could you please read the statement? This, it has to be like a hook. Do you know what a hook means?
Yeah.
Like a hook for, like a hook for the interlocutor and to prompt an answer from him. To prompt an answer, right? So could you please read the first one? That was
an interesting talk about managing change.
Yes. You can use this technique, can't you? Yeah. And after that, your interlocutor will start to will continue, will support your conversation. Yes, we will back you up. Okay, who wants to read the next one? So using attack question. What is attack question? Attack question? Attack question? Attack is this one. Attack. Yeah, it's like animals have tails, and in grammar it's attack, or like disjunctive question. So would you like to read?
Mr. Smith is a brilliant speaker, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. In our language, that question is rather primitive. It is the same, but you have to understand that in English, if it's positive, the sentence is positive. The tag question has to be in the negative, and vice versa. If it's a negative, the question tag has to be positive. Yes, and it's like an open question, but not open attack question. Okay, and could you please read the next one?
I don't think we met.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I don't think we met, yes. It's a sort of greeting, any kind of greetings you can ask, like, for example, what greetings do you know? It's simple, it's...
Hello, nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you.
How do you do?
How are you doing? Yes. Excuse me, how?
How do you do?
Or how do you do is very old-fashioned. Only Queen Elizabeth II uses how do you do. And by the way, and answer?
How do you do?
How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? But it's not frequently used.
Yeah.
You'd better say nice to meet you. Yes, because how do you do? It's very, very old-fashioned British. Long ago they used this just for nice to meet you. Yeah. And asking an open question, so we already discussed it. So could you please, Tanya?
How are you enjoying the conference?
How are you enjoying the conference? So you have to use WH words. What WH words do you know for the open questions? WH words.
What is it?
like
What is the name? Where do you live?
Why? Yes. Why are you here? Yes. Why? Okay. When? Yes. Whose? How much? How many? And so on and so forth. Okay. And now we'll try to use these techniques in the following situations. Excuse me, could you read the situation? Like the first speaker?
The first speaker has just finished the presentation. The speech went on for 40 minutes longer than expected. Say something to the person sitting next to you.
Okay, so maybe we'll start from this situation, and our task is to talk to your partner within 1 minute about this problem. I would say that this is a real problem because sometimes people like to stretch the time. Yes. Okay, so 1 minute for you to discuss this situation using these techniques.
The person next to you,
Or
in
no,
front of you?
in front of you. Yes, in front.
Do you think it's too long? Today?
What was the topic of the speech?
Will it help you?
You can try.
To use this technique.
A bit longer.
I don't know.
This
First speaker or second? Whoever.
But I try to do my best.
Okay, I finished in 40 minutes. Or you finished?
I'm sorry, but
What can you repeat? What
You finished 40 minutes. I was asking this. It was very interesting speech and I don't know why. It was very interesting.
It's very important to keep time. But in this case, it was
Interesting speech, but
I feel the same. To be honest, I think that we
I
spent
liked on
last
another
time
meeting
and
and it was
impressed by the information we got. So this extra time is needed. But okay, I think they have to be more precise in scheduling lectures. Because over time I had some plans for this time.
Maybe it was a stop.
just imagine that it was
Maybe you need to take some additional time to continue.
I hope it was useful.
Otherwise, you spent your 30 minutes.
About 40 minutes.
It will be only in
Народ, прошу.
But it's only the first speaker, and I guess we have 2 more speakers for this evening, and I guess they will have less time to express
Last 40
their
minutes
information,
was
yeah?
very...
So we can lose more
okay,
valuable
thank you. So what techniques did you use in this situation?
boring.
Open question.
Reading, just reading. Okay.
almost all. We tried almost all attack and with.
So
how
give me please the example of the tech question to this situation.
Attack question.
Attack question, yeah.
The presentation was the crowd was too noisy during the presentation, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. It was too noisy during the presentation.
The crowd was
the crowd was too noisy. Okay.
It was a little bit longer than it
But
was.
the problem is the length. Yes, the length is too long. So, Misha, could you?
Yeah, the presentation was a little bit longer than it was scheduled, so isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah, wasn't.
Wasn't it? If it was. All right. Any other Like, did you make a statement?
It was boring.
Yeah, full stop, yes? A bit full stop, alright.
No.
It was even not a tech question, it was boring, it wasn't it, it just was boring. Okay, so let's switch to another situation. And could you please read, what's your name? Nastya, could you please read the situation?
There is a coffee break between talks. You are waiting to get a drink. Start a conversation with the person standing next to you.
Okay, fine, but please switch the partner. This is a moving row, don't forget. Just, yes. And 1 minute for you.
So what would you like to drink? What would you like to drink?
Did you like the presentation?
What do you start with?
What was a little bit longer than I expected, and I guess alcohol really is very good.
But it's coffee break.
It's not a problem for me.
Do you have some alcohol with useful information?
Yes, I guess
Nothing new.
I guess a little bottle was not I think that quite enough for us.
You have a big bottle.
How about you? What you done more precise time? What was the challenge for this lecture? Because we have
In this case, I will go to
speeches ahead.
drink
This alone will help that time.
Maybe some time for discussion, questions, answers, and so on. Maybe for
So I guess our coffee is here. So
Where did you study your English?
Okay, thank you. What techniques?
It was a special school?
School number 11.
Colleagues.
The coffee machine is really badly.
Bad. It's really bad. It's really bad. Yes. Okay, some other techniques. Like we have making a statement, then greeting. What else? Open question. So, other techniques?
HW questions, yes?
Okay. Yes, WH question?
Yes.
So, give me the example.
What would you like to drink? What would you like to drink?
What would you like to drink? Like coffee.
Some drinks to get it in.
Yes. Okay, other techniques?
Your English is perfect. Where did you study?
Yes, good one.
Compliment and then a question.
All right.
Just you are
Good. All right. So let's change the partner, and who wants to read the next situation? Would you like to read? What's your name?
My name is Carson.
Okay.
You are in the self-service cafeteria at lunchtime. You speak with.
You think
there is a
free seat
at one of the table. Ask the person sitting at the table if
the seat
is free. The state of
and start a conversation. Okay, so could you change the partner?
Yes, you could.
This row is very lucky.
I think there is a free seat.
Please.
I'm hungry.
As far as I know. Previous lecture was
So So,
maybe
would
I
you
have
like
one.
maybe to have some cake and
It's a
tea,
question
or you
according
don't
to
like sweets?
our rules.
Next question.
For now I don't like sweets, I don't like sweets.
Now open
Try
question.
to
What kind of open question
but
can
now
I
is
put?
the city open question for me.
So you are full. What kind of coffee do you like? Yeah, as a type, because you can give me alternative like short time,
So, what about you? What do you like?
What about
I guess. What about coffee? What coffee do you like? Coffee.
I like with milk
And are you the first time here? Would you mind?
I've been here for a long time.
The examples of techniques. What techniques did you use? Examples, and give some examples.
Open question.
An open question.
What kind of coffee do you like?
Okay. What kind of coffee do you like?
It's an alternative probably question because there are some alternatives.
No, if you
With
give a
milk,
choice,
sugar.
if you give a choice, so this is an intelligent question. But this is without the choice, without or, it's not an intelligent question.
Ah, I see.
It's an open question.
True or?
Okay. Any other ideas?
Tech question.
Attack question. So.
We were talking about books, and I asked him, this book was interesting, isn't it?
Wasn't it? Yes, wasn't it? Okay. Any other techniques? Okay, so let's change the partner. One gentleman joined our company, so I don't know what to do. Maybe Tanya, would you like to come closer and this girl will sit here, yes, and you will move just
Yes,
move
but
the
one-
chairs, yes. Okay, so what's your name? Excuse me.
Oля.
Ola, would you like to read the next?
There is a party at the end of the conference. You see one of the speakers standing alone. Introduce yourself and start a conversation.
Okay, somebody will speak in three. So 1 minute.
Hello, I'm Oля. Nice to meet you. Let me introduce. I'm also Oля.
I'm not Ola.
It's nice to know.
Now we are on the party. Do you like this party?
Yes, I do. I like it very much. It's very interesting people, so I can get acquainted with some interesting person from other companies.
Very noisy.
Yeah, because it's a party.
What can you tell about the French today?
It was a little bit longer, and I get less useful information than I thought I will receive from this conference. But in general, it was not so bad. And what about you? Did you like the conversation? Yes, I like this conference. I always like to learn something new. And, I'm a very curious person, and I think it's great when we can gather all after work when we can discuss something in a narrow circle. It's nice.
Like, nice to meet you.
Any examples?
Asking him, would you like to drink with me alcohol?
Why are you standing
What
alone?
alcohol would you like to drink with me?
Because I came here to take some drink. I met you at Nazar, so we started a conversation. You look like you are sick and tired of all this crowd. Yes, and you feel boring, and you are not very happy to stay here.
Yeah, I need some time to relax
because I prepare a lot of material for conference. So
The same?
yeah, a little bit tight. Yeah, a lot of questions, a lot of conversation. You just want to shut up just for several minutes. Yeah, you are. Right.
You will make best friends, yes? The best friends after that, yes?
Or even a family.
A couple. It's a little bit risky. Okay, any other ideas? No ideas. No ideas, okay. So let's switch to another one. So, who wants to read? Would you like to read?
You're waiting to get your baggage at the start.
Your badge.
At the start of a conference. Think of something to say to the person waiting in front of you in the queue.
Queue is in the line, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And so would you like to switch the partners? Of course. If you are really tired of your partner.
Я намагаюся ближче підібратися до
Cookie is gone.
Я бачу.
It's quite a long. Yeah, it's quite noisy. I would like to get participate conference because one of my colleagues said that it will be really interesting and useful in my job. Honestly, I don't know what is it because my friend asked me to be here and I don't know the theme. What is the theme? Yes. The theme will be just English
I'm also in this queue.
Yeah. Okay. And what do you expect from this conference?
I don't know. I think not. Boring.
This conference is boring. That is why.
But I think we can win after party.
Yeah.
It's main interest.
Okay, thank you.
Main interest for me.
I think this queue is still on. Don't you find it annoying?
How do you think how long will it be?
I would say
change our
yes. Or I would say no. Yes. So make it just an open question. Okay, but an open question.
An open question?
Yeah.
I think you prepared well for the conference. Have you brought some alcohol with you?
You prepared badly, yes. Badly. Okay. Any other ideas?
2 years ago. That question.
Open question.
That question.
Statement.
Yes. Okay.
Statement na mogę sobie umawiać prosto w persie.
Any other ideas? Greetings, maybe? Some making a statement?
Seems that I know
you. Your name rings a bell.
Yes.
I think I know you, don't I? Yes, don't I?
Have we met somewhere?
Okay.
Before?
And let's skip this part and open and close questions. So could you say, like the first, could you please read the first question?
I stay at this
Hotel. Are you staying at this hotel? Is it an open or closed?
Closed.
Closed. So closed. So do we have to ask that question?
No.
It's like, I stay at this hotel? No. That's it. The conversation is over. We don't need it. Next, to the next question. Could you please read? Sorry.
Okay, so what do you think of the hotel?
Yes, it's an open question. The hotel is marvelous. The hotel is beautiful. Okay, so
I don't
yeah.
It's very informational.
Informal.
Sure.
So, do we have to ask this question?
It's closed.
It's is it closed?
I suppose it's also a question.
It depends. It's like that question. It depends. Yes, I would say that it's more like closed. More like
Yes, it
closed.
is.
Yes. Yes, it is. But you can just add some. Usually, native speakers add some information. Yes, they have to say something because if you say like yes, it is, so it's not even polite to answer in such a way. Okay, next form. Would you like to?
Are you here on your own?
Open?
It's open, definitely.
Open.
Yes.
But you can.
You can, but are you here on your own?
No, I was like.
And that's it. And that's it. Actually, it's closed. Yeah. Next. Would you like to try?
What are things like in your country?
Close? Open. Okay. Good. What about you? Could you please read?
What kind of business are you in? It's open.
Open. Okay.
Do you travel much in your job? It's open.
Do you travel much in your job? Is it open?
No.
Is it closed? Is it closed? Yes. It depends, but more closed than open. And the next one? Would you like?
What do you like about traveling? It's open.
It's open. Okay. So some more techniques. The importance of open questions. So sometimes even like open, some closed questions can be open. Are you interested in like politics? And this question requires some answers. Yes, some full answers. So, are you interested in what can you ask? Are you interested in politics? Are you interested in what?
Sports.
In sports. In what? What else?
In ladies.
Ladies, in gentlemen.
Olek would ask about alcohol.
So, what do you think of what? What do you think of?
Because it is what now of this wine,
Of this
Of
lady.
this wine, of this cookies,
This lady.
of this lady, of that lady, of this gentleman, of that gentleman, yes?
What's the presentation topic?
Yes. What are things like in your country, in your city, in your
job.
village, in your job, in your town, in your life. Family? It's like rather a bit private, right? And the last one, what do you like about
This man.
this man?
This conference.
This conference.
The speaker.
The speaker. Okay. So response with requests. So what is requests? So response with requests. Requests can be what? Can be like a question request. Yes, request can be like a formal request. Can be like an inquiry or inquiry. Yes, inquiry, British inquiry, American. So would you like to read some response with requests?
Oh, really? That sounds good. What a pity. That's true, yes. It is, isn't it? How nice.
Sometimes it could be like ironical. Oh, really? It means that you are interested, but you are not. So it depends on the situation. Yes, we have to have the context. Okay, some polite phrases to move on to someone new. Could you please read, Tanya?
It was good to meet you. I have to know. I have
To go now?
To go now, but it was good talking to you. You'll have to excuse me for a moment.
Yes, but don't use this phrase just after how are you? I'm fine. It was good to meet you, and you leave. Yes. Try to speak with the person, talk to him, and after that use this phrase to meet more and more people. Okay, and try to use these all techniques in small talks. Okay, so could you? Who wants to read? Would you like to read the situation?
Me?
Yes.
You are attending a welcome party on the first evening of the conference. Start a conversation with at least 3 other people. After a few minutes, stop the conversation and move on to someone new. Use open questions, respond with interest, use a polite phrase to move on.
Okay, so now you will speak in 3, so but in a row. So for example, these 3 persons will speak with each other, yes? These 3 will speak with each other, and this, please, these 3, this 3, and this 4. Right?
Роман, давай, будемо п'ятий.
П'ятеро давайте. Заліт робимо в другу сторону, має бути з Олегом і з Мішою, а ми маємо...
Ні, вернувся так, що...
Їх там 4. Міша вже 4. Буде п'ятеро, якщо Міша не вміє рахувати до 4.
Що ти Дрейкінс, так? Я знаю, що я все все. Where are we? Welcome party.
Oh, really? Good job.
Challenge completed. We welcome, yes, we welcome famous speaker. How nice.
You should go now, Roman.
I don't know him.
You should go now.
It's a meeting.
Nobody knows.
He's a speaker, so knows some narrow circle or something. That's good, yes.
To speak with you, Europe, and I won't forget to go.
It's about quite a meeting, yes. Yes, because we don't know a friends. Well, yes, that's
So you're exactly right.
Would you mind?
That sounds good. No, I think the essence
That sounds good.
What do you think about this man?
Let's go drink.
Okay.
How nice.
I would like to have a coffee with a cream. Oh, really? That sounds good.
Oh, nice.
It's like NPC in a game. Yes, 3 phrases and that's all.
How's the girl behave?
I know only 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, good. So what techniques did you use? What phrases do you use? What techniques did you use? I heard that this group was really active. They had a lot of fun. Yes. They always try to go somewhere. They all have some business. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So what phrases did you use?
He invited her to dance, and she refused.
She rejected you. Rejected. Oh, rejected. It was not a calculation. Yes.
I have safety shoes on me. I don't.
You
I
still
don't
have
dance
some try.
in safety
Just
shoes.
try. Knock on the door, and maybe it will open one day. Okay. Any other ideas? Okay. No other ideas. So let's move on to some writing a business letter. I know that you are pretty aware of writing a business letter, but I want just to give you some start of this. Maybe you'll have some questions concerning the punctuation.